about the SAR information preparation and all, but more importantly, he will also share his experiences when the team arrives at the campus. Then what are the things they look for? What are the precautions or things that we should take care in our SAR as well as during the visit? So all those experiences he will be sharing with us. Let us welcome Dr. OS on the dais. Thank you for. You can take caller mic if you want. Okay, Sadiq.
It's fine. And pointer is this one. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So, am I audible? Very good morning to all of you, one and all present here. And I am Dr. Mohammad Waish Midda. I am an assistant professor in the Department of Chemical Engineering, MNIT Jaipur. I joined in 2019 at MNIT. And first and foremost, I would like to thank the organizing team of this particular faculty development program organized by LNM IIT and MNIT Jaipur. Specifically, I would like to thank Dr. Sandeep Saini and Professor Vineet Saula and Dr. Ravi Madila from MNIT Jaipur. As he mentioned, thank you for the introductions. As he mentioned, I was past 2 years, I was the institute level accreditation coordinator of at MNIT Jaipur, and in my term, I actually conducted, or the 3 visits were conducted, and out of which many were UG and PG programs. Okay, so with this, I would like to start this presentation. So these will be my content of the presentations. Fundamentals of outcome-based educations, accreditation process and NBA guidelines, and the other topics. Specifically, I would also like to, I would like to share my experience as an assessor from the NBA expert team during the visit at MNIT Jaipur. I am sure and that most of these topics you already have heard about or familiar with from other sessions in this particular faculty development program. For long faculty development program going on from 3 to 12, right? It's which is required for an institute and excellent for the faculty to improve their teaching and learning process. So I'll just quickly go through these first 2-3 topics just to show some of the examples and the fundamentals topics on it. So first of all, what is actually we understand about outcome-based educations, right? So it is mostly student-centered or student-centered learning. So instead of teacher-centered learning. Now what do you mean by teacher-centered learning? So teacher-centered learning is most of the cases it is lecture content delivered. The students are passive listeners or active, not instead of active participants during this particular teaching learning process. So instead of teacher, I should call myself as a facilitator to facilitate the knowledge of the students, so that the skills and the knowledge may be improved upon the students. So these are actually, we can say, like content. So obviously in teacher-centered learning we do all these particular things, but specifically we need to measure ourselves that how we are actually performing in terms of as a teacher in terms of course outcomes or learning outcomes which is being setted for a particular course or for a particular programs. Okay, so we want to ensure the more interactions to be covered, right? The assessment and this needs to be measurable, right? Whatever I am doing, that has to be measurable. The process, that is why all these course outcome, PO, CO, PSOs, PEOs, all these are being defined and all. Engagement in the class, right? So these I'll go through in details about these particular topics later on. So the key aspects for OB is the predefined learning outcomes or course outcomes is we mainly focused on, because this we want to measure that in terms of how or level or the percentage outcomes it is achieved after the completion of the course. Okay, and then obviously the other points I am sure that you have already learned about. Another thing is I would like to mention in outcome-based education is we try to focus more on skill development. Okay, so it could be communications, debate between the students or groups, right? Or skill development in terms of software, specifically in CSC and EC. Even I am from chemical engineering. Even in chemical engineering department, also we are shifting towards these computational oriented, right? We have heard about machine learning and artificial intelligence and all. So which can be applicable to other non-circuit branch also. Yes, please. Yeah. Mm. Mm. True. Try to improve, right? No, definitely not. Good. Right. That is true. That is exactly. Exactly. So thank you for asking this particular question. So it is not like, okay, I should not say that it was not there earlier time. It was in fact in more way it was the faculties were more prepared about delivering the lectures. But last few years, if you look at the interest among the students, it was not measurable. That is one. But in terms of ethical sense, if you talk, if you go just compare the last few years of trends, the interest among the students and their diversion of mind. So now what happens, we have a lot of electronic gadgets, mobile, the social media, the concentration and the diversion of mind is one of the major problem among the students. Unless and until this, we teachers are quite interactive with the students, it is very difficult to get their attention of the students to what we are actually teaching in the class. Okay, so I'll give you just demo for this particular things. So thank you for asking this question. So I would rather giving continuous one way of this particular sessions, taking these sessions, I would rather expect questions from you so that we can interact among ourselves, so that it can be. So I'll come back to you just a couple of slides back. So this was actually the content or concept of outcome-based educations, right? So the first is we are actually trying to align with global educational quality standards, right? So when we talk about NB accreditations, this is actually indirectly connected with Washington Accord, okay? And then this Washington Accord is actually is signed an MOU or something like MOU or understanding with many countries. where they have the statements that if a student's doing a such course from this particular department or program from this particular departments and going to the other countries, abroad countries, over there, based on the course mapping, some of the course may be waive off. This is one. Another is the level of the students learning in that particular. So we are trying to set a particular label as per the worldwide standards. So this was not there earlier. But yes, definitely the faculty intentions to teach the student teach the students, there is no questions about it. That's definitely no questions about it. So in if we talk about traditional way of educations earlier and outcome based educations, mainly focused on content delivery, that is one of the most important in a teaching learning process. But not only the content delivery is not only the process for teaching learning process. We also think about learning outcomes, right, or course outcomes. And then earlier it was end of course examinations, yearly one examinations. The whole learning was only based on one examinations or at max two examinations. There was no formative assessment, right? So internal assessment throughout your semester or throughout your year. So it is being, so based on semester examinations or semester system, this is being implemented. Then another is skills and competencies. If you go back to 15 years, the non-availability of these computers and other digital infrastructures, which is easily available now, right? Based on this, so this needs to be this based on OB education. So outcome-based education is saying that you more give focus on skill development rather the knowledge transfer to the students. So this is a kind of, you can say, the difference between the traditional way of learning earlier and then the OB based learning. So this is what I just wanted to give a kind of, so I usually used to give a kind of demo. Say for an example, I have an empty bottle, okay? So this is, let's say, students, and then I have a big water bottle which is filled with water, okay? So the water is a kind of knowledge which teachers have, students still have, but less. I just wanted to transfer this particular knowledge into the students of which is having less amount of knowledge into this. So here I need to understand, if I just try to put the water in this particular way, lead on in both the cases, you cannot able to transfer this particular water anyway. Now let me open this particular lead from the students. Let's say the mind of student is open, but the faculty, the way of teaching of the faculty, or any word you can say in this particular way, the faculty is trying to transfer the knowledge from him to the students, and in this particular lead on and on the faculty. So you cannot able to transfer the water, right? So it is not possible. And now let's open this particular water, and then you can transfer. The transfer can be of something like, you just you put the water from this particular distance, or some slightly with care, taking care about transferring this particular water only. So over here, if you look at this, if I try to transfer the water in such a way so that some of the water going out, okay? So we need to take care about that particular thing, that this knowledge can be transferred to the students in such a way so that it could be both way teaching and learning process. Slightly you take care about the water is being put into this particular empty bottle. Now you think about putting a funnel over here, and then so it is much easier. So this funnel is kind of, so this is one of the example I just wanted to give, because so this funnel is all about outcome based education. Okay, we do have this particular knowledge transfer able teaching learning process do have in our earlier things, but how you are transferring your knowledge to the students, how the students is trying to grab that particular knowledge is another important thing which is being taken care in outcome based education. So that is being focused. Yeah, please. Skill. Huh? With skill. Correct. Right. Right. Mm. Right. Skills. That is the skills that is being, yeah. How much you can use. So this is so yes, please. True. Hmm. Yes, yes, that is what I'm saying now. It was earlier it was there. Now it. Mhm. Those are one way. Yes, yes. But then again, uh, the interest of the students, right? So when we talk about these MOOC courses, massive online open courses, or these NPTEL, SWAM, or Coursera courses, unless and until I have the desire to learn something, you will not go to that particular things. Or unless and until the students is forced to take that particular course, the students will not go to that particular things. So what my observation is, uh, a professional who is doing job or involved with some things, and then he requires some knowledge, and then he find out from the Google or from internet search that these kind of courses are available with MOOCs or NPTEL or Coursera. So he is having interest to learn that particular thing. Hmm. 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 Okay, I understood. So the students who is staying inside, they are also allowed to take some massive MOOC courses, NPTEL courses, which is being, I think, which is being mapped with the curriculum also. If not, I think that has to be there, right? So in that particular, I would like to say that even not only the students in private colleges, not only private colleges, at MNIT itself during TQ3, it was the newly joined faculty was asked to do some NPTEL courses. Why? The reason behind is most of the NPTEL courses are taken by IIT faculty or IIT professor. Okay, so the way of learning and the content of the teaching, that learning process in that particular course is way different. Newly joined faculty, whatever they are trying to teach is way different. So it is encouraged that you do that particular course, you take a flavor of whatever your teachers inside the campus, whatever your teachers teaching you, and you also take a flavor of how an IIT faculty or IIT professors who is taking another course, or maybe the same course is taking. Hmm. That is not there. Yes, yes, yes. No. No. Correct, correct. Hmm. Okay, 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 understood. Hmm. The best. Hmm. That is sure. That is there. Obviously, outcome-based education. These names and the terms are being used now. So say for an example, artificial. We are talking about artificial intelligence and machine learning. How about the modeling and simulations? All these modeling and simulations based on this machine learning and artificial intelligence, right? So the buzzword we are using, the similar kind of things, buzzwords. It is not like the people doesn't have work 20 years back. The people does not have work on these machine learning processes. The buzzwords we are using, that is try to let's say correlate with whatever we are trying to update ourselves, so in this particular way. Yeah. Okay, then only that will be. Okay. Because NPTEL courses, if you want to get a certificate, that will be eventually some quizzes being taken each week. That is one. Another is final examination needs to be given. But 50% of the evaluations needs to be done by the internal faculty. Correct. 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 Yes, thank you. True. True. बिल्कुल, that is for sure. That is so now in fact it is being trying that you can even look at your curriculum, and you can map some of the courses with MOOC courses. You allocate some of the faculties will be internal faculty will be associated with it, and the divergence towards that particular thing is also online courses is being processed. But nobody, I mean, in that particular 10 years down the line or 15 years down the line, how the way the world changing, but nobody knows in which way we are moving. So we need to adapt ourselves in that particular way. So that is why, so all these needs to be updated in this particular sense only. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Forcing towards doing NPTEL courses. That is what you are. No, not that is definitely not the purpose. I would rather say you. Uh, it is not like being a teacher. I don't know everything. It's always there is a scope to improve myself or improve ourselves. That has to be that first that needs to be in our mind. So it is not like so the most of the cases this accreditation process, what we do is the institution or the department specifically, I face these particular challenges in our department and institute, that all these processes to give you a fault about about the institute and the program. Not like that. I have one slide. So this is just to show the strength and the weakness of the program or the courses, whatever you are seeing. Now coming back to you, so when we talk about NPTEL courses, it is always even though now I also do some of the courses either in each year. I try to do some of the courses from NPTEL or some other online platform, just to know that how in a particular course how the things is being changing, and it is only possible when you are looking outside. Otherwise what happened is if you stay inside in your comfort zone, I may think that whatever I am teaching is enough for this, but it is not. It is never. It's never. So and this will be identified only when you are looking outside, and that is being done by NPTEL courses. Because I must say, because I have done my PhD from IIT Bombay and MTech from IIT Roorkee. The approach of the faculty and their research collaborations with the world, research collaborations with other institutes, I missed at MNIT. I must say, but these things, the work culture, these things are actually different, and the ethics of teaching learning process. So that is why if somebody is forcing the students and the faculty to do some NPTEL courses or in that particular sense, that is obviously for betterment for us, not only for the students but betterment for the teacher also. So hmm. Yes, even NB accreditation they have actually denied a few years back. There was, I don't know whether you have heard about, there was a news some students from, I mean, IIT, some students were placed at Middle East, Qatar and other Middle East countries. And their companies were saying that the students should have, the program should be accredited, NMB accredited or this based on Washington Accord. The students were facing problems. They were approached to the government were approached to the IITs, but then IIT says that we will not go with the NB accreditation, but we'll I mean, develop our way of doing evaluation of these particular things. So in that particular sense, now when we talk about these measurable things, even though they do not do in terms of this NB accreditation program, but whatever the content or fundamentals, whatever we are talking about, more than 80% and 90% they actually do follow in their courses. Okay, so just so that is why. So if you do any NPTEL courses, not I would rather say not all, but there are many courses. If you do that definitely you are having a feeling that the things or the teaching what I am teaching or the teacher over here is teaching, so is quite different, and the intention is slightly more away. No, sir. No, sir. No, actually, this sometimes it is forced that some of the faculty is forced being you go for this faculty development program, go for these courses, NPT and online courses. Why I'm saying, because at MNIT when we joined from TCube 3, that was TCube 3 funding was there at that particular time at MNIT, and we are asked that, not forcing, I would rather say encouraged. Encourage. Instead of the term use force, encourage. And then said that you do at least 2 NPTEL courses. And then only some seed grant will be given for your research. So even though it is encouraged or sometimes it is forced, but I would say then anyway, so whether it is forced or encouraged, I must say that after doing the NPTEL courses, that is definitely it is improved in the teaching in myself. That is definitely 100%, 200% sure. Okay, so sometimes the thing is, sometimes why we are forcing the student. Sometimes student doesn't know. Sometimes we doesn't know. If the administrations who knows better, and then forcing the students or some newly joined faculty or assistant professor that or encourage that you do these particular courses, there is no harm in it. Let's accept that actually. Okay, so again, so if we resist ourselves, then that is one of the main problem in outcome based. You should not resist yourself. We know very little things in our course and in our program itself. Okay, so that has to be time to time, that has to be updated, and that updation should it may be through NPTEL courses, maybe through MOOC courses, maybe through FDP or attending conferences and something like that. Okay, but that I mean the trying of doing that updation yourself, that has to be there, that intention has to be there. So sometimes it is missed, and the administration is encouraged to do it or forced to do it. So that is the thing. Okay. Yeah. During the visit you are talking about. They understand this is shortcomings. So every system is not perfect, and even the NBA accreditation process, I'd rather say. So sometimes it is there are many data is being manipulated, right? So that is why my suggestion is, instead of giving that the expert is visiting your department or institute, the expert should come at any point of time, and you should be ready with all these informations, and a sudden visit. So at least anyway 1 month of time or 2 months of time, but not many months of time, so that you can manipulate your data or something like that. So No, no. No, so be specific. Then what freedom is being uh, 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 please repeat. I did not get you. Hmm. No, so you aligned your show in that particular way, no? No, there is always a flexibility. It is not a fixed system. There is always a flexibility to the instructor that as per your understanding, as per the student's level, you can actually improve yourself and the students, and accordingly you can change your content slightly, and then please. Hmm. True, true, correct, correct, true. No, no, no. If you know the Bloom's level properly, I'll come back to that slide. If you know the Bloom's level property, it starts from remembering and then understanding, applying creative evaluations, all these. So we need to think of, when we are setting the questions or teaching in the classroom, we need to think about instead of knowledge transfer, we also think in that particular way that you can able to make the student think. Right. Okay. 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 Mm. Mm. That that freedom is there with the instructor. There is no restrictions in doing this particular thing. There is no restrictions. No. Never. 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 I can understand your point. Sometimes these course outcomes are fixed, obviously, because during the curriculum itself. But if a teacher thinks that these course outcomes needs to be revised, that flexibility is there with the instructor. That is the purpose. Again, that is the purpose of outcome-based education. That if a teacher, based on the students' level or students' understanding, if they think that yeah, this course outcome needs to be revised in that particular alignment, that can be done. But there is a process to do that. There is a process to do that, but it is not say that there is no freedom to change this particular thing. No, it is not there. There is a freedom. You can do it. A faculty instructor, in fact, whatever it is done, this course file maintenance, that is one of the during the visits, we faced a lot of things about the course file maintenance. The expert teams definitely we ask about these course files, how you are maintaining your course files. Okay, and these course files, most of the time these experts and the chairmans were not satisfied with, and they always during one visit, say seven experts were came. Out of seven, five were from IITs. One from the chairman was from IIT Madras, one expert from IIT Bombay, another expert from IIT Roorkee, IIT Delhi, and other IITs and NITs. And they were totally not satisfied with the course file what we maintained. But then how they why they are not satisfied? Because why they are not satisfied? Because they are comparing our maintenance of course files, our way of these documentations with their documentations and maintenance. And that is that is that no, no, that is. Yes, yes. After the visit, the team will gives the report, okay, evaluation report, and then if there are some concerns and that can be improved within a couple of months, 2 months or 1 month or something like that, they will ask you to submit your compliance report that these were the NBA will ask you to support that these were the comments from the NBA, and then you submit your response based on that, and that can be revised. So as you know that provisional accreditation and full accreditation is being there, right? So let's say and it is happened sometimes. So let's say 3 years accreditation now. Provisional accreditation, it is 3 years. Earlier it was 2 years. So let's say 3 years accreditation, and I am not agreed. Our department is not agreed. You do have a chance to request the NBA secretary that we want this to be revised with some documentations and document proof. Maybe that may be granted, may not be granted, but you have the options to request. That is there. That is there. Yeah. Okay, so I'll go through all these because all of these terms you have already heard about, right? So key components of OB, right? Vision, mission, program, education of objectives, program outcomes, specific outcomes, and course outcomes. So the thing is over here is in this particular way. So the development we are trying to measure in terms of measurable quantities, and if you look at this, it is actually the attainment. We are trying to going towards attainments of vision and mission of department and the institutes. Okay, so let me show this particular graph or figure over here. We generally forgot to talk about graduate attributes. Okay, so these are actually graduate attributes. So the students, after completing the program, not the course, after completing the program, the students should be able to at least understand or should be able to do these kind of things, engineering knowledge, problem analysis, all this. So these are graduate attributes stated by the Washington Accord in 1989, and then these graduate attributes are mapped with program outcomes. So you have graduate attributes, then you have program outcomes, okay, and then you have more course outcomes. You have multiple courses, you have a lot of courses. Each course will be having 3 to 5 course outcomes, and you'll have more than 20-30 courses in a particular program. Okay, so you'll have a lot of course outcomes. Those so let's say 200 course outcomes or 300 course outcomes are there. Those course outcomes are mapped with 11 or 12 program outcomes. Earlier it was 12. Now the self-assessment report is being changed in 2015, January 2015. Program outcomes is reduced to 11. So all these course outcome is being actually mapped to program outcomes, which is connected or mapped with the graduate attributes. These program outcomes, so based on this, the measurable quantity, we try to get the program attainment, and this is being again mapped with program educational objectives. So program educational objectives of a program or department will be let's say 3 to 5, not more than 5. So you are trying to converge towards a particular directions. You have a lot of course outcomes, then you have a limited number of program outcomes, then again another in converged directions you have limited number of program educational objectives, and these POs are actually mapped with the mission of the institute or the department. Some mission statements will be there, and the vision and mission statements, so towards pointing towards a convergence point. So this is how these OB based education and the fundamentals is being done. Talking about Washington Accord, there are other accords, Sydney Accord, Dublin Accords, and these years, if you look at this, 1989, 2001, 2002, right? Now, Washington Accord, the signatories countries are these countries, Australia, Canada. So these countries signed the MOUs in 1989 and so on. Similarly, India signed this through these NBA, government organization bodies, through NBA in 2014, right? So with Washington Accord, NBA was there previously, but with Washington Accord, it is the MOUs being signed in 2014. Okay, so no, sir, it is now it is 11. So the self-assessment report is being. Which one? Okay, is it? I have to check, but because I think I have taken these from the latest self-assessment report, which is published, which is there in the NBA website. No. Yes. So January 2025 it is revised. Just take a look at NBA website. The new self-assessment report for Tier 1, Tier 2, both are available, and you just look at the Annexure 1. So the Annexure. PSO will be department specific or program specific. I'll come back to that. No. So graduate attributes are, these are actually, why? Because graduate attributes are set by Washington Accord. Okay, and then program outcomes based on the country's environment, based on the educational environment in different countries, the program program outcomes can be mapped with the graduate attributes. Okay, so that may be different in Australia, that may be different in this, but that has to be with these graduate attributes. This is there. Okay, so I'm not sure. Maybe these terms mostly I have taken from the latest self-assessment report. Please take a look at it. Maybe some of the terms what you were saying, environmental, some I'm not aware about, but these 11 program outcomes I have taken from the latest SFR. Maybe that could be the possibility. We can check. I have the self-assessment report, latest self-assessment report. We can check that particular things. Maybe that can be done. Yeah. Which one? Gadget attributes. These by Washington Accord, and then these signatory bodies in different countries are actually agreed. That is why this is signatory bodies. They agreed to that graduate attributes, and let's then define based on that. Just we have NBA government bodies. Program outcomes is being actually mapped with that. So engineering knowledge. The definition of engineering knowledge is being set by NBA accreditation. The explanation I'm talking about. So that can be different in different countries. Okay, so these I think all of you. So the thing is, what gets measured gets improved. So that is why. So the main objective was we try to measure ourselves. So the thing is, nobody is evaluating me as a teacher. Nobody is evaluating. You need to evaluate yourself. So I need to evaluate myself, and then I need to identify some of the things which needs to be improved next time. If I am teaching the same course next time, I need to based on maybe students' feedback, maybe the feedback from alumni or employer, some things needs to be improved. Okay, so particularly in this particular, I just wanted to see. So it is not. So the accreditation process, it is not that to find faults with the institutions. It is actually to assess the status and of the performance. Okay, and it is again not to denigrate, but to provide a feedback on the strengths and weaknesses, so that obviously they are going to tell the strengths also, that yes, this is good with these particular institutions, but you need to improve in this particular directions, something like this. So in this particular way, so the purpose of accreditation in this particular way, so that the continuous improvement is being done. Okay, the challenges in implementing OBE, as all of you and I have also faced sometimes, not sometimes, many of the times, it is not only with the professors, assistant professor, associate professor, but also this resistance to change from the teaching, whatever we are teaching. Let's not say traditional teaching, but what I am teaching, I feel that this is best. If you are thinking that is where is the problem. This is not. It's never. So outcome-based education saying that if you are thinking in that particular way, you are thinking in not in right direction. You should be improved, or you should be updated with the content of these particular things. Okay, so all these I'll quickly go through this. Maybe it is not visible. These are actually taken from NBA document itself. So it is authorized document from the NBA. So about the accreditation process and the decision making, how these things happened. Okay, we'll have initial stage institute NBA at ENBA website, institute registrations, then pre-qualifiers failed, 10% of the fees needs to be submitted. Okay, and then during start submission, 90% of the payment will be phased. Post assessment stage, over here, what you were asking, we do have an options to appeal whatever experts visit is being given within 1 month of time, most probably 1 month or 2 months, most probably 1 month of time, and then you can appeal that if it is fully accredited, and then all is good, right? Nobody is a problem. If it is provisional accreditation, then we think that we have done a lot of efforts, and we should get full accreditation. And if you think so, based on the evaluator's report, with each of that particular comment, complied comments along with document proof within 1 month of time, if you submit, that can be taken into considerations. Okay. Yeah, the fee structures mostly known to you. The first phase is actually 10% of the fees. At a time, you can go for 5 programs of accreditations. Each program is having 2 lakhs plus taxes. Okay, so approximately 10 lakhs, and the total will be 11 lakh 80,000 something. And the first phase, during pre-qualifiers, it has to be 10% of the fee. Okay, and then 90% of the fee, because based on pre-qualifiers, it may happen, though it is very less. It may happen that from NBA, sometimes it may happen that 1 or 2 of the programs is not eligible. Okay, so that will be given. So in that particular case, you don't have to pay for the 90% of the fee for that particular program. Okay, and there are some cancellation policy. It's well documented at NBA website. That is also there. If you want to take a look at that, you can also look at this. Over here, if you look at these are the criterias of old, as per old criteria. There were 10 criterias. Okay, 7 were with the program specific, and 3 were the departmental specifics. Now, this is the old one. This is the old one. I'll come back to the new one. So this is the new one. Okay. So now 8 criteria are with program specific, and only 1 criteria is student support and governance, which is with institute level criteria. This, in my sense, this is a good step taken by the NBA, because there were a lot of confusions during this NBA visit, and we faced a lot of problem, and never I'm sure that I cannot able to convince the experts and the chairman with the calculation of SFR with the first year academics. And a lot of discussions goes on. Even at some point of time, at one visit, some point of time, this chairman were not convinced, and he was not like, no, I have to get the proper answer unless and until I will not go to the next step. I had to call Professor Vinit Saula that, sir, please help me. So sir came to that particular positions, do some works with my laptop, teaching load calculations of first years faculties, and based on that SFR calculations showed to the experts, then only they satisfied, okay, this is now at least some. So what they do is, based on this first year academics, they do consider that some number of faculties will only be with first year academics, and those numbers will not be calculated for SFR calculation during the program. And there is where, because here sometimes department or institute is played with this particular things, that the faculty which is considered here at first year academics also considered in the program, and based on that your SFR is actually changed, and that is why they gave a lot of significance to in this particular process, and now it is being removed. So the calculations is slightly changed, SFR calculations. Okay, so this is a good thing taken by the latest self-assessment report, and most of the numbers which were earlier it was, so now it is approximately 120 in each. Earlier it was sometimes it is 50, 100, sometimes it is 80, and something like this. Okay. SFR calculations I haven't not included over here, but if you want me, I have not as per the new one, but as per the old one, I have that the documents. If you want me to discuss, I can discuss it. Yeah, sure, no issue, no problem. Okay, now getting full accreditations. Now it is there that 75% in each criteria, whatever marks is there, at least you have to score 75% of the total. Okay, then only it will be it will say that it is yes. Okay, and complied. If it is less than 75%, within 60 to 75%, it stands. The C stands for concern, and W stands for weakness, and D stands for deficiency. Okay, so 60 to 75% it is concern, 40 to 60% it is weakness, and less than 40% it is a deficiency. Now to get full accreditations, it should not be no deficiency, and the weakness should be less than or equal to 3. Concern should be less than or equal to 2. Okay, and deficiency should be 0. Okay, and yes, the Y should be more than or equal to 7. And now let's say you get a 6Y and you have concerns. There is a chance to appeal to the NBA team that we think that in this particular criteria we are going to score 75%. These are the documents, and these are our complied comments on these particular things within 1 month of time. That is there. Huh? Any. Okay, any seven. So out of 9, any 7, yeah. No, now it is okay. So these are as per old one. Yeah, thank you. These are as per. So out of 10, it is 7. Now I have to check the new one because it is 9 now. So maybe this is 6 or 7. So that needs to be confirmed. Provisional accreditation will be given for 3 years. Earlier it was 2 years. Full accreditation was 5 years. Provisional accreditation. So let's say you get less than 7 years. Why? Okay. So then you are going to get provisional accreditation. And another thing which is being now again it is as per new things. SFR earlier it was 15. Now it is 20. So if you score less than 20, then only you are eligible for full accreditation. Earlier it was 15. I do remember in at MNIT electronics, EC and chemical engineering UG programs went for accreditation, and I look at the evaluation report. Okay, chemical was 7Y, but EC was more than 8, more than 7, 8 or most probably 9Y. Even though they got 8Y, they gave provisional accreditation only because of the SFR. Because our SFR was within 15 in chemical department, and we got 6 years of accreditations, and with only 7 Ys, and ECU was more than 7, but the SFR was approximately 18 or 19, most probably I forgot it now, and got 3 years of accreditations. That is 20 now. No, 20 now. That is 20 now. If it is more than 25, then not eligible. Not eligible. Even though you have more Y, if you have within 20 to 25 SFR, it will be given for provisional accreditation. 3 years. Now it is 3 years. Earlier it was 2 years. Okay, all these I'll not discuss. All these you have gone through already. I'd like to mention about these two things. Sometimes we get confused with objectives and outcomes, course objectives and outcomes. So basically, this is in terms of teacher point of view and the student's point of view. Course outcomes are student's point of view, that the student should be able to do something, should be able to demonstrate something, whereas objective is as per faculty needs, that teach to some or plan some lecture delivery, and that has to be done. So the course on specifically course outcomes are between, for a particular course, this between 3 to 5. So after finishing the course, let me not discuss in details. After finishing the course, the students should be able to do those particular things, at least to some extent or to some percentage. That needs to be taken care. Okay, and then again, coming back to all of your questions, why we are giving so much importance or significance to course outcomes, because we also need to think about setting up your questions. Okay, and those questions needs to be mapped with your CO. Sometimes it has been seen with many faculties that it is only knowledge and remembering based questions. Okay, very limited questions are applying or analysis based questions. So you also, and throughout the semester, you need to ensure that whenever you are setting your questions, at least some questions are set to be in the level of analysis or creating or this applying stages. Yes. No, not remembering. It should have. Very good. I mean, thanks for asking this question. It is difficult to go in that creating and analysis level during the early stage of the graduations or the programs. So, but you need to ensure at least apply or analysis level questions needs to be given. Maybe not go to the creating level or an evaluations creating levels, obviously. So at least applying levels questions should be given. Yeah, you are correct. So for the first years, it is actually with 3 or 4, first 4, K1, K2, K3, K4 up to K6. So at least K3 or K4 up to K4 can be achieved. So we are lots of talking about Bloom's technology. How this actually comes? Actually, this names after an American educational physicist named Benjamin Bloom. Okay, so he actually gave a concept to give a concept which is measurable kind of things, and the concept is being in 1956, and the revised Bloom's taxonomy is this particular. Earlier it was slightly changed in yesterday's sessions. The professor, the sir was showing about earlier and the revised version. Actually, I was also online at that particular point of time. So he is the person with which name this after this particular things, Bloom's taxonomy, and the levels are remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and then creating. So it is pretty difficult for a first year courses to go up to this particular level. Okay, so what is this? Oh, no. So this is kind of triangle, and you are trying to achieve converge towards something. It's not like okay. So this width does not seems to be it has to be more. No, not like that. Not like that. definitely that is the foundation. Your understanding and remembering, understanding, this is your foundation. If your foundation is not strong, how can you go for creating an evaluations, right? Please. Both needs to be taken care. Both needs to be taken care. And often we forget about Bloom's taxonomy, and then we mainly give focus towards the syllabus or the teaching content of it, and then we often forget about taking something about creating an evaluation. Please. Ah. That, yes, so that's actually CO. This is where you can say flaw of the systems. Setting up COs and specifically COs needs to be taken care properly. In most of the time, it is being you can say compromised. I should say. So whenever we are setting COs, involvement not only from the teachers, involvement from other stakeholders. We do have total 5 stakeholders. Okay, you have teachers, you have alumni, you have employer, you have student, you have even parents. We do not give any importance to the parents. Okay, anyway, the significance is very less, but the inputs from alumni and the employer is very important. So based on your curriculum development workshop, so changing of COs and alignment with this Bloom's taxonomy, alignment with industry needs. Okay, so curriculum development workshop are being actually organized in the department or institute level, so that you can change or align your course outcomes towards in that particular directions. Again, that there is a process, so setting up course outcome is actually I can say sometimes it is compromised, but that has to be taken care, and that is not the job of individual faculty or teacher. That has to be done in the departmental level and in the institute level. Earlier, if you look at the course curriculum, yes, please. Yes. Yes, but in that particular case, what I would rather say, you need to segregate the things. Okay, it could be you can accommodate in one CO, you can accommodate in 2 COs, you can accommodate in 5 or more. The thing is, or the purpose, objective is, you segregate the things in such a way that some of the COs are towards your development of the fundamentals of understanding stage and remembering stage. Some of the COs with some analysis or applying stage. When you think about, I'm sure all of you think in this particular way, but COs should be aligned. So you need to segregate the things so that you at least get some 3 to 5 COs, and then that can be measured in that particular. So some COs will be, say for an example, it is more applying oriented, or some one COs, let me say, more analysis oriented. Okay, so in that particular way, if you are setting your COs, that means you are trying to design a particular course in such a way so that it goes towards skill-based development of the students. So this is how. So all these are logic. All these are you can say improvement. Repeatedly, I'm talking this particular word, but you can say it is ethics and logic of developing something, and that is where we do have the freedom. It is not fixed. Okay, if you think that these course outcomes are not as up to the marks as per your understanding, an instructor is again have the power to set his course outcomes for a particular course, and then it is being taught. But it is suggested that you do not often change the course outcomes, because let's say I am taking a particular course. Next year it may be taken by someone else, okay, or I may take 2 years, and someone else taking after that. And if I continuously change my COs year to year, that is again not suggestible. So you should have total understanding about what you are going to teach, and accordingly you can change COs at the start of the course and then course ends. Correct. Creating, last was creating. Creating in all the COs. No, not possible. I also, so that is where your definition of COs come. Because you cannot, unless and until your base is being developed, you cannot go for a creation level of problem solving or difficult level of problem solving. Understood. So, again, so my answer will be, you need to segregate your COs in that particular way. Segregations of COs needs to be there. That has to be there, and that is again in collective way that has to be done based on taking feedback from students, based on taking feedback from employer or alumni. Alumni given us. Definite. They understood, but you go for any discussions with an employer and an alumni who has at least 4 or 5 years experience. Definitely they are going to suggest that you include some components which is skill development. Okay, so you cannot able to fit with all the courses. I admit there will be many courses which is mostly theory based courses. So you cannot do anything with that. So in that case, what level of the yes, definitely you can do that. Definitely you can do that. Even you have separate what most of the cases what we have separate laboratory courses. So laboratory courses will be mostly in analyzing and applying stage. So your most of the course outcomes of that particular laboratory course will map and in this particular level. So COs will be in this particular level only. And there will be some courses which has to be which will be mostly in this particular level. Yes, that should be there. Yeah. You can have. Yes, you can have. Yes, you can have. But it is not like I have seen sometimes that a course is having only one course outcome. It should not be there. It is not like that. It is possible, theoretically it is possible, but you are encouraged to segregate the things. During in our department, when NBA UG program gone for accreditation, I got 1 or 2 courses with one course outcome only. And at that particular time, it was based on the curriculum, old curriculum, whatever we had, the COs. Now syllabus curriculums are developed with COs mentioned in the curriculum. It was not earlier. It was not there. So when we went for this NBA accreditation, we do not had those COs. And some faculties only mapped with only one course outcomes and then map this particular thing. So this should be discouraged, that you should have at least at least 3 to 5 course outcomes. Some of the course outcomes, as he said, that some of the course outcomes can be consisting of 2-3 Bloom's taxonomy level. Definitely, I'll come to that. Thank you for asking this question. I'll come to that actually. Unless and until you have the foundation, this remembering, understanding, you cannot go for applying. That has to be there. I'll come to that actually. During course files, this is what one experts during the visit expert asked, because map, when you are setting up a questions, you need to map your questions with this Bloom's level. No, that is why no, you should not be. You should have mix of all these. Some certain percentage, let's say 20 or 15% should be understanding or remembering level, or 20% should be in that particular level, 15 to 20% in analysis applying level, 20% in creating level, or creating to midterm on end term, it is difficult. Creating is actually a continuous evaluation. You can give some kind of projects, mini projects. Okay. Third year, after fourth year, because most of the courses are program elective. Yes. Yeah. Might be. You can't say. It is encouraged. Why? And the logic behind it, why? Because you have mixed level of students. You'll have some students will be top in the class. They can able to solve any type of questions, whatever you are setting. There will be a lowest level of students who is having, if you give this kind of higher level Bloom's taxonomy level of questions, let's say 80% you have set a questions, and your 20% or 30% of your students in that not that particular level, so they will be definitely going to face problems, right? So you should have some questions which should address those those students who are slow learners and have less knowledge in that particular sense. Okay. Again, this just need to mention. So when we talk about Bloom's level, these are some kind of action verbs and example of COs when we are defining the COs. Okay, let's say action verbs used for remembering: define, list, identify. For example, identify different types of heat exchangers we are talking about, right? And then if I talk about evaluating and creating is actually design and develop, formulate, right? Design an optimal adsorption column of gas separation, or design and of a heat exchanger design for a particular things has to be there. So in this particular way, so these are the action verbs whenever you are setting your course outcomes. These are the action verbs is normally being used to set up those course outcomes and is being taken care, right? Similarly, analyzing is compare the different wastewater treatment techniques. You can take a visit to nearby water treatment plant. Okay, at MNIT we do have wastewater treatment plant. So there is a course industrial pollution abatement or environmental engineering. If teacher wants, take the students in a groups to that wastewater. I usually used to do at Manipal. I was there at Manipal for 1.5 years. I took the students at Manipal. Also, we do have a wastewater treatment plant. And then take a visit of that particular, just to show that how practically it is, just to give a flavor of that, please. Yeah. Which was I did not understand. 12 POs, yeah. Yes. Most probably, that is what I think. That is removed. Acha, okay. Someone was asking about environmental science. Mostly that is removed. Yeah, mostly. So what I informed in this particular slide is 11 POs that is being taken from the latest SAR of India. Sir, yeah, please. Mhm. So that same unit yesterday almost 10 minutes. Ah, that no, no, understand. No, so in that you can map, but understanding without understanding you cannot go. So let's say you are talking about mathematics. Let's say what are the process techniques available to solve some certain equations, set of equations, right? You need to explain, and unless and until student understand that explanations, how can he be able to apply to solve a particular problem? So sometimes the questions something like, let's say you give some certain questions and you ask that explain this particular techniques or the process. If I want to, let's say if I want to solve a set of linear equations, okay, or let's say if I want to solve a single ordinary differential equations, and you explain a particular methods, it could be graphical methods. No, ah, that is definite. That is what he mentioned. No, unless if you are mapping with applying or creating, yes. Uh, okay, in that particular sense, you are talking, but then you may have applying analysis and creating or evaluation level questions maybe more, or yours may be aligned with those things. Definitely, that is there. No, see, I'll just give one example. Let's say you're talking about heat transfer. Let's say, okay, during solving any heat transfer problem, let's say heat exchanger design, we use some kind of metals into it, right? We need conductivity of the metals or some properties of the metal which needs to be remembered. Okay, sometimes it is given in the problem. Sometimes you ask the students. Now the thing is, there are some students who is very good in remembering things. There are some students who are very good in applying some things. There are some students who is very good in analyze something. It may not. Unit means what you are trying to say. Okay. Hmm. No, they, so you don't go with unit, you go with the whole course content of that particular course, and then accordingly you set your course outcome. Course outcome is not set it based on your whatever module or unit you are setting. Okay, so that has to be uh, based on your whole content of the course. It may happen that your one unit is mainly based on analysis and creating. That is definite. But you should not say that this unit is there and this unit is being taken care to cover this particular course outcome. That should be there, but it is not like only that is being covered with this remembering analysis and applying living COs. Specifically, let's say specifically nowadays, it was not earlier, the competitive examinations are MCQ based. And now sometimes you get you give during examination also, you have the flexibility to a component with MCQ, a component with descriptive. Let's say you are trying to set some MCQ questions. MCQ questions, most of the, more than 80% will be based on the first two your Bloom's taxonomy level, remembering and understanding only, most of the cases. So let's say I want to check the students' understanding level, and I set it 10 questions which is MCQ based, or I conduct during the whole semester, I conduct, let's say 3 or 4 quizzes, online quizzes, mostly based on understanding and remembering level. That is also an assessment. Okay, that should also, you will also map those questions with your COs. Okay. Yeah, thank you, please. Okay, we'll come back to this. Thank you for asking this question. Actually, instead, I have even 60 slide, but I'll be happy with all these interactions. Okay, so that will, yeah. Okay.
And let us focus on the interaction more, and let us target the interaction on the NBA visit also.
I'll directly go to that particular part, and then I can discuss. Okay.
Starting the session now. And let us focus more on the NBA team visit and experiences of Dr. Mida and his team. When a team is visiting, what are the kind of things they look for? And what are the precautions or preparations that we should have? Thank you, sir.
Please. Okay, thank you. So, okay, so continue with this. I'll just audible, right? I'll just keep all these contents. So just let me just go through each and every slide in this particular way to the experience as an assessor. Okay, all these you must have these particular things. I'm sure you have heard about. So you should have some kind of mapping matrix of program educational objectives with mission statement of the department or the institute, and then POs is being attainment of the POs is being calculated. These are already you have gone through. This is a sample example, let's say for a particular course with 3 COs and corresponding mapping with the program outcomes and program specific outcomes. So PSOs are specific towards a particular program, and this is called course articulation matrix. You must have heard about it. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so this particular things is being based on the understanding of the teacher. Yes, I'll come to that actually. the teacher should know, and most of the time it is missing. The expert says, given comments, I have done 3 out of 3, 2 in 2. Their comments where your faculties are not well known about this outcome-based education, even doesn't know about COs and POs properly, how to correlate with these particular things. These particular things I'll take a couple of minutes to describe, and then I'll go directly to the experience section. Coming back to your questions, okay. Once I have the stated course outcomes for a particular course, and when I'm going for set up my questions, okay. So these questions, whenever I'm setting, let's say I have question 1. This question 1 is needs to take care that I set the questions with mixed Bloom's taxonomy level. It could be more given importance to applying analysis and evaluating. That could be there. So more questions should be that, but you should also ensure that at least some percentage should be taken care about understanding and remembering. And another thing what he was mentioning, that whenever you are mapping your questions with the Bloom's taxonomy label, only one label will be matched. You cannot say that my question 1 is covered 2 or 3 Bloom's taxonomy label. Okay, let's say I am saying that it is with understanding. Understanding means it is automatically covered remembering. So you cannot say that my question 1 is both map remembering and understanding. Should not be there. It will be with the highest Bloom's taxonomy level. If you are setting a question which is evaluation level means it is understood that unless and until you have all these understanding, remembering, analysis, you cannot go to evaluation. So at a point of time, your one questions will map only with one Bloom's taxonomy level. Most of the cases, my experience, and this was expert times in some of the courses when they randomly check. So during the visit, actually what they will do is they will call all the faculty, okay, and then randomly they will ask any faculty just what kind of courses you are teaching in this particular semester. Please take your course file, okay, and then course file they will directly ask you are asking that how do you set it your mapping in this particular things. How it is 2, how it is 3, okay, you need to explain that particular thing. Yes, please. I'll show that one course file with me. That has to be, I'd suggest that has to be that. I'll thank Dr. Chitrakant Sahu. I'll come back to that. Anyway, so these numbers, these are flexible. No one going to question that why you have set it 2 over here, why you have set it 3 over here. No one will ask question like this. But one can ask that, how do you ensure that this is 3 with these PO outcomes? The faculty needs to explain that I have given 3 substantial correlation because of so and so reason. This clarification should be there. And with my experience, in most of the cases, when they interact with the faculty, most of the time faculty does not able to explain this particular thing. So this needs to be there. Okay. So this is course articulation matrix. And again, sometimes when we go through this particular things will come with course files. Okay. So when they saw these course files, go through these course particular files, they look at this particular matrix, and sometimes it has been seen that one question is mapped with more Bloom's taxonomy level, then they will definitely going to ask, how do you explain these particular things? Why have you given 2? And faculty does not able to explain that particular things. Okay. So it is suggested that at a time you map with one Bloom's taxonomy level, another. But if you look at this, so this is questions mapping with Bloom's level. If you look at these 2 parts we have, right? This is COs mapping with Bloom's level. Okay. So let's say I have 3 COs and I have 6 Bloom's level, and I have setted 5 questions. Okay. These questions are mapped with Bloom's level. Similarly, these COs are mapped with which questions automatically it is taking care about these particular things, Bloom's level, because these are the knowledge levels. And here you can say, for example, one questions can map with 2 COs, coming back to some faculty's questions, right? So you can say that my questions, one question is there, I have 2 part or 3 part of that particular questions, and these questions cover analysis and applying, or analysis and creating a particular part, and this this creating or evaluations, this can be covered 2 COs. Okay, so not Bloom's level, that CO1 and CO2 is being covered. So you can map one questions with multiple COs, but you should not map one questions with multiple Bloom's level. Okay, and my experience says during experts visit, these clarifications sometimes they may ask, please. That can be done, but again, say for an example, question 1 consists of 4 questions, and let's say first question is related to remembering, second question is related to understanding, and your last question is related to applying or analysis. Let's say you should map with the analysis one, your highest Bloom's level. Okay, and then you say that I have multiple questions, but I haven't mapped with it. You can do it if you have multiple part of a question, but it is suggested that if you are setting a questions which is at analysis level or creating level, that is ensured that your remembering and understanding level questions is being covered. But definitely over here, actually, instead of parts in questions, but this is why we teachers are done do this particular thing, that questions 1 is having 4 parts, because nowadays this in OB based calculations, it is says that each questions needs to be given marks. So in each questions, all the students, say for another question 1, let's consider that only one question is there. Do not have one part. And if in this particular, if you do this, you'll have more number of questions. Okay, and let's say Q1 to Q10 questions are there, and you have to record for all the questions how much marks is being got by the students, for all the students. So just to reduce that particular things, teachers what they do, questions 1 with 2-3 parts, okay, and then question 1 with 1 Bloom's taxonomy level, and then only, so this is just to reduce and recording of this particular, because it is very challenging in my case. Please. Hmm. Part A. Understanding him, understood. Yes, 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 yes. That is that can be. So uh, so correct. So in that particular way, your attainment of CO, I think attainment of CO will be slightly better in that particular sense. Yes, please. Correct. So this is how. But again, this is a debatable matter. But it is suggested that you map one questions with one Bloom's taxonomy label. You can do multiple, but then if expert ask about these particular things, the faculties should be able to answer it or explain it. They will not charge you, but they will ask for explanations. Why have you done these particular things? If you're able to explain and convince, that's it. That is the thing. Okay, so I'll just keep all these things over here. I'm sure about calculation of CO attainment. Shall I explain it? If you ask me to explain, then only I can explain. Otherwise, I'll go to this expert one. Okay. Yeah. So let me just skip all these things. Yeah. Over here, right? So first thing is reviewing the self-assessment report. Sometimes, and this difficulty is faced by specifically the departmental coordinator and the institute coordinators when you do start preparations with these assessment or accreditations. Most of the cases it happens that it is only with the 3 years, you know, CY current academic year, CY -1, -2, these three. But what happens is whole preparation takes more than 1 year, sometimes more than 1 year, sometimes 6-7 months, and your current academic year changes. Let's say I'm taking 18-19, 19-20, and 20-21. I started preparations with these three. But when you submit the SAR, and it may happen that your 18-19 is not going to considered. Okay, and this is quite often happen, and the specifically the coordinator from department and the institute faced lot of difficulties getting latest one and push the department for this. So all the faculties and the team specifically needs to be prepare about these particular things. Quite often this happens, and that has to be with well prepared with mind that this may happen. And at the last moment, even in our case, what happened is when we submitted the SAR, we went with these 3 years. But when they come for visit, that was after August. And if it is after August, they will ask you to, because our academic sessions up to June or June, right? So they will ask that you update for this particular current year. We'll also going to evaluate this particular thing. Okay. Yes. Okay, so this is after September. If you are trying to do that, will be so before September. September, your current academic year will be 24-25. Okay. After 30th September, this will be you are going into the next academic year. It will become M1. So accordingly, you need to prepare. Another thing, visit. No, submission of your SAR. Yeah. After the submission of your SAR, your most of the cases, your CAY, CAY -1, CAY M2 is fixed. In our case, it was extended because of COVID. During COVID, the expert visit was actually finalized, but because of the COVID, they did not able to come, and then it is. Mm. They NBA visit, they normally try to give within 30th of August. If it is going to the September with special, I mean, permissions from this, they you can able to see, tell that yes, 24-25 is your current academic year. But most of the cases after if your SAR is submitted before August, that particular year will be your COI. Most of the cases. But yes, yes, yes. Correct, correct, correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, yeah, please. Yes. You're talking about curriculum, right? Yes. Actually, if that things happen, that will be considered as an advantageous point. Why? Because based on your old curriculum, you have tried to improve. Maybe you have done some curriculum development workshop, and that will be a good document to show. Because in our case, their comment was, okay, you haven't done for last 6-7 years, you haven't done any curriculum development workshop. You are running your program with old understanding. You should do a curriculum development workshop, including your employer and alumni, and then accordingly you change. If you do change that particular, that is an advantageous point, but you can consider that. Yes, academic audits, that is again advantageous points. Academic audits can, feedbacks. Yes, 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 yes. Academic audits can be of two types. One is internal, another is external. And more sometimes, yeah, please. External, if you are doing external, that shows that you are flexible enough to show the world or show the other institute that we have run this institution with some standards. And internal audit is also, that has to be, that committee has to be there from formations from the institute. But then again, that shows your intention that you have done some academic audit and tried to improve. Definitely, definitely. One employer should be there, definitely. Employer, and then obviously higher institution, tier 1 institutions, any professors or who is having quite good experience in this particular OB-based and accreditation-based learning, and if possible, alumni, if possible. Okay. So quite a good significance to be given to this employer and alumni setting up all these things. Okay, okay. No, no. That is again an institutional body, BOS, such like at MNIT we have BOG or some Senate, something like this. These are institutional bodies, but even though those bodies are taking care about all the development of the whole institution, but the point is focusing specifically on academic audit to improve your programs in curriculum. So that shows the intention that yeah, because these accreditation not for the department, this is for the programs. One program can have more number of one department can have more number of programs. Okay, one programs could be well documented, newly or some programs may not be up to that particular mark, that has to be improved. So academic audit, specifically academic audit formations of that particular committee should be there, and some activities based on that, some documentations needs to be shown specifically to that particular program. You cannot say that academic audit is being should not actually for the whole institute. It has to be specifically to, let's say, some programs. Academic audit is being done for these programs, and these are the steps is being taken. It could be internal level academic committee. If it is there, you can do for all the programs. But whenever you are doing for external academic audits, specifically they focus on specific programs, let's say 2 or 3 programs of a particular department, or 4 programs in 2 departments or 3 departments, something like that, in this particular way. Okay. Yeah.
Before the this evaluation period, assessment period, then can we show that also?
Yes, even though it is not come with your CAY, CYM1, CYM2, even though it is not come after that, that is again a point of during the visit, because all these data are factual data. This can be updated any point of time, and during the visit, if you have done significant amount of improvement or some related to your thing, industry visit maybe, right, and this academic audit or industry academia interactions for 1 day symposium, something like this, those are good point to mention, even though this is not documented, but those are actually tells your intention, and this impress the whole experts and the committee. That is definite, and it is not like it is not in this particular time period, we will not show that, no. So that can be shown, and that will be considered. Eventually that will be reflected on your evaluation marks and process. It is suggested within that particular time period. If not, if it is after that, that is also acceptable. See, as I mentioned, these visits are not to tell you the fault. They want to see your intention. That's it. Okay. It could be before, it could be after. If not within that particular time frame, but after that you have done it, that is also okay. Okay. So then on-site visit responsibilities, scrutinizing course file, I'll show 1 course files. Then assessment records and attainment calculations. More problems we faced during CQI implementation, continuous quality improvement. That what are the documentations you have done? We had very little documentations, and they asked that let's say the process whatever we are doing, setting course outcomes, program outcomes, attainment calculations, percentage we are doing. What next after that? Do we have any bodies in the department which they are assessing these things? Let's say all these courses in a semester or in a year, and based on that, try to identify some of the action points to be taken, some of the things which has to be implemented to improve the things. That was not there. Okay, but they were repeatedly asking that you should do this particular thing. So they were given focus in this particular things. Let's say industry visit of the students, very limited number of industry visits for the students. So they encourage, or they suggest that you should actually do some industry visit of the students. And then recently in our institution started industry academia interactions. Earlier it was not there. So say for an example, I am teaching a particular course, and I feel that some industry person can come for a day and involved with the students, interact with the students for 2 hours or 3 hours to explain or experience how he feels about. So this is kind of industry academia interactions. Even though whatever you do, this type of comments will come, and this type of comments, suggestions will they give. As an institution, our job will be to improve that particular things. If not highest level, but to some extent that yes, we have tried with this actions plan or with these activities. So in continuous improvement, they will ask about do we have any kind of industry academic interactions, industry academia collaborations in terms of research, okay, and then industry visit as I mentioned already. And another thing which because all the experts knows that this is very difficult to get an industry academia collaborations, to get an MOU with industries. But they will then they specifically focused on that from your departments, what type of action plans you have done based on your things. Yeah. No, no. These are based on feedback. You do have documentation, maybe in terms of MOU, maybe in terms of any signatory forms. That will be your document to show. Your indirect attainment, that has to be done. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, I should actually, I have skipped those particular things, those slides. I'll come back. Some experts, my experience is mixed. Sometimes experts given quite a significant importance to these feedbacks, specifically to employer and alumni. Sometimes they haven't given that much significance to that particular thing. So mix, it depends who is coming as an expert. That has to be done. Specifically, if you are not going for all there are 5 stakeholders. Not for all, but I would suggest go for employer and alumni. Significant, yes. Yes, specifically, let's say 3 academic years you are considering. In each academic year, you should have some feedback from these employers and alumni in each year. And then based on that, you should take at least 2-3 actions plans from the department, that these are the action plans is being done. That is enough to convince them that particular. Okay, and then I'll come to in details about course files later on. Okay, and then classroom and laboratory visits. Laboratories sometimes they want it separate laboratories. Sometimes in our case, what happens is we have labs, different labs in a same room. Let's say in a same room, not isolated with whole wall, right? They want it to be like that, it should be separated. So what happens during our case, it was not that particular things. And then the NBA coordinators at that point of time suggested that no, you should have this particular things. And immediately within 20 days, it was something like some with temporary arrangement, combination of both permanent and temporary arrangement, it is being separated in some or other way. And definitely when experts came, they were asking about it, but still were convinced that okay, you have separated with these particular things. So whenever you are showing your lab, it should not be like that all the setups are here and we are conducting 2-3 labs in a same room with mixed of these applications. It could be it is exceptional for computational things. I'm talking about this. That is why this is exceptional for simulation oriented. I'm talking about wet lab. So in our case, so not only C1, C2, C3, you can even name that particular lab. They expect that you are giving some name of this particular lab for this. Let's say in chemical engineering department we have many wet labs, reaction engineering lab, heat transfer lab, and then we have mass transfer lab, right? Yes, and with specified, let's say in this particular room, I am specifying with some temporary arrangement. This particular side is for reaction engineering lab. This particular side is for mass transfer lab in this particular way. This is exceptional for simulation oriented particular things. Yeah. Yeah. If it is same semester, let's say I have, but setup needs to be segregated. Mixed setup, if you have mixed setup, since it is related to hardware, maybe it is different. I'm not aware about this CSC or EC, but in chemical, we can well segregated this particular lab. But if let's say I have in a same lab, I have mixed equipment, and I do not have options to segregate it. This may happen. Okay, in that particular case, I will run those particular labs in different semesters. I will not say that, or the curriculum will be not like that. In a same semester, all both these particular labs is running. So then there will be a question that how you are actually accommodating the timetable. Okay, if that, yes, that can be done. So that has to be either in different times. Best is either into different two semesters. If you are keeping, so all these questions are arising when your 2-3 labs are in one setups are in one setup. If you have different, then there is no questions in arising all these particular things. Correct. Time loss, that is defendable. So you need to defend this particular. They are going to ask is, the only thing is you need to defend, and yes, you should. It's not like just number C1, C2 or 1, 2, 3, 4, lab 1, lab 2, not like that. Yes. Okay. So this has to be there because this is one. Another is mapping of COs with laboratory courses POs. Okay, and the evaluation process, they sometimes some experts do give focus on these particular things, and definitely in all three visits I have seen looking at specifically inquiring about the project evaluations. Okay, how you are allocating BTech major projects. I'm sure that it is there. Yes, please. Can we make acha? Okay. Yes. If it is a part of course, and then yes, you can do it. So the whole evaluation, then your evaluation will be based on the course, but analysis part and the evaluation part will be in this. In that particular case, one CO can be dedicated to this particular thing. Yes. Only thing, only thing, whatever we are doing, we should have explanation to that particular things. So you need to explain in front of that experts to convince that we have done, and these are the logics we have done it. No, it is always debatable. If they are not expecting, I can debate. No, this is the point. These are the logical points. Okay. If not convinced, okay, that's fine. But I have tried with this. The explanation should be. Yes. And as I mentioned, when in our chemical engineering department, when it was that I was a member of the department, not the coordinator. I was actively participated. But this suggestion from that time NBA coordinator, Professor B.L. Swami, most probably, these suggestions actually worked. During the visit, they asked the same question. And fortunately, since we have done this particular things, fortunately, it was actually worked in that particular way. So this is how this particular things work. Okay, so and then another things I would like to mention this, they will be having the first half an hour, they will be having administrative and leadership interactions with the director, the top higher bodies of these academic institutions, and either the director or the representative of director will give presentations about the institute, not the department, about the institute. What are the facilities are there? How you are taking care about well-being of faculty, how you are taking care about well-being of the students. And during my 3 visits, in all the visit, specifically two, I had to, I mean, the institute had to listen that you do not have faculty appraisal form. It was earlier, it was there before 2012, but after 2012, we do not had any faculty appraisal form. But repeatedly, when the experts come, then how do you are assessing your faculty? You should have faculty appraisal form every year, okay? And then this is one. Another was budget. Whether you have any allocation budget starting of the financial year, whether the institute allocates some amount of budget to the program, to the department, not programs, obviously, to the department. And that is being okay. Okay. Okay, Deepan, that is great. That is great then. So this is good advantages. These are actually, no, these are actually your strong point. And whenever, yes. This, that I should mention here, this has to be authenticated because they will be checking the authenticity of these documents. Okay, this has to be signed by the institute authentic bodies, signatories, and not only the allocation of budget, utilization of budget, utilization in terms of general components, utilization in terms of equipment, okay, non-recurring, recurring and non-recurring specifically in most of the cases, how you are your CPDA or PDF or professional development allowance for the faculty, how you are explaining this particular thing. So at MNIT, fortunately for last 2-3 years, we have after these actually, so somewhere asking about, sometimes it may seems to be that all these accreditation processes are vague and what is the point of doing this, but based on these recommendations of the experts and NB accreditation, I must say that last 2-3 years in our institution, budget and the faculty appraisal is being actually started. So this is how is actually improvement, unless and until budget. And it was there, I mean, the comment of the experts were there, you should have always. So we have done it, and accordingly documentations of that particular things. But it is not like, so our point of explanation at that particular time when we do not have this budget allocations, I'm talking about, it is not budget allocation means it is well allocated, but it is not like that institute does not give money to the department, it is always, but not dedicated, right? So our explanation was that we have spent, the department has spent this much money in this particular let's say recurring or non-recurring and other components, but and lot of, and these monies are coming from institute only, but their point was that no, it is okay, you are expensing something, but you should have budget. Why? Because whenever you have money, you have in your mind that I have to spend that particular money in so and so's components, and accordingly you plan for that. Okay? So, yes, so, expense for that, and then these signatory bodies of these budget allocations and expansion, this will be let's say head of the department sign on it and say that this is the authentic. They will not accept that particular things. Okay, this has to be institute body, financial bodies of the institute. Okay, so sometimes what they and it happens, sometimes they will ask the same document information from department, and the same document will be asked at the institute level also, and they will verify. Okay, so and we face some problems not only in budget but also sometimes it is in other things, let's say teaching student faculty ratio or other numbers, whatever we are giving students numbers we have to give with all these 3 academic years. Okay, they will definitely going to check the numbers, they will definitely going to check the last cutoff of your examinations, entry examinations. It could be GATE or it could be institute level examinations, that whether the department, whatever they are reporting is the things. At one point of time, it happens that the list of faculty I am showing from the department with some names and their designations. At institute level, this is something different. Let's say one faculty is not there, or sometimes it is one faculty is there, his designation is now he is professor, but at institute level it is showing associate professor, at department level it is professor. They have identified this particular thing. Okay, and then they are saying then how. Yes, typos. So this actually, this shows they try to say that you have less communications with how department is preparing and how institute is preparing. Okay, so always there is always a gap between these communication between these institute level preparations and department level, program level preparation. So always this needs to be there. Yeah, please. Budget is being removed, no? Should not be. Okay, so institute level we are talking about. See, logic, yes. One is with first year academics. Okay. No. No, not like that. But I would rather say institute level preparations, they have, I think, slightly reduced in this particular. I think so. I'm not sure in this particular 10th, 9th criteria what are the components. I haven't gone through it. I'll look at it. I don't know whether budget is being removed. No, I'm not talking about the criteria. Let's say criteria 9 is only dedicated to institute level criteria, institute governance, and some. Sorry, in that particular criteria, it may happen that you have sub component which is budget allocation. No, that is the name of that. Inside that particular document, please look at that particular document. And there will be multiple sub components. There must be some institute level budget should be there. If not there, again, my suggestions will be, if not there, my suggestions will be whatever budget documentation information showing from the program level has to be the information, because they are going to interact, the chairman specifically. Chairman is going to interact with financial account sections, head, AD, this deputy registrar, academic section, whatever the name are different for different institutions. But financial, this bodies with all these documentations. Okay, institute level preparations. I'm not talking about NBA level. And what they will do is, specifically chairman does, they will get this information, specifically list of faculties. They are sometimes teaching load. Now, since first year academic coordinator is removed, earlier it was teaching load is being asked. I don't know whether it is being there. I have to see that. Teaching load, this faculty, yes, faculty, program, yes, department. So this coordinator, convener asked the expert that you give me these informations, collect the information from department and give me. And this convener will ask same document from the institute bodies, and then they will compare. Budget is one of them. Similarly, others are there. So this is another is academic performance. They are going to see, they are going to take with stamp that for the current students, for for that particular program only. Current students along with their performance, okay, with signature and the stamp from academic section, not from the department. Okay, so these things may ask, sometimes it is asked, sometimes not asked. So in two, out of three, in two it was asked, but in one it was not asked. But this comment, I mean, mixed of this. Yeah. Let's say I am taking two courses. Okay, one course is program core to the department, another is institute core to the institute. Some fundamentals are like open elective courses are there, and let's say my department flow two open elective course, and then other departments have taken that particular things, and I am taking that particular course itself. Okay, and then sometimes this open elective course may be considered for program, if it is program not program elective or program core will be with program core open elective. Let's say I have taken two courses, one is related to my program, one is related to institute. Okay, and one course is of 4 credit, another course is of 2 credit, let's say. Okay, and in a semester, how many contact hours I am giving to one course which is related to program core, and how many hours I am dedicated to the institute course at institute level. Let's say 20 hours I have spent for this particular institute course, and let's say 40 hours for this particular program course. Okay, if you try to segregate, then you can able to calculate percentage of teaching load which will be going for program courses and which will be going for this institute core courses. So mostly, since this particular criteria is being removed, first year academics, this is the problem with first year academics only. In department level, there was no confusion with this particular things, SFR calculations. Because what happened in SFR calculations, these experts and the convener, they tried to identify the number of faculties who are actually, they will actually remove 3 or 4 faculties. Let's say you have 20 faculties in that particular department. They will remove 4 faculties who are actually taking these institute courses, even though they are not taking fully institute courses. They may take combination of both, but the percentage of load in calculations, I have one Excel sheet. Okay. So that is let's say 40% is being taken for program core courses, program, 20% for institute. And similarly, in this particular way, all the faculties of that particular department will be calculated. Okay, and correct. Program elective is part of program only. Program course, correct. Let us not confuse with program elective and program core. This will come with the program and department only. That calculation will go with that. Even though if you are taking program elective courses, that will come with program. Let's say teaching load 70%. Let's say 70%. I'm spending my teaching of 70% for program courses, and let's say 30% for institute courses. This is how it is being calculated, and this will be calculated based on the contact hours of that courses, and this will be calculated for all the faculty in that particular department as well as for the institute. Yes, please. No, earlier it was not there, but as per NEP, new education policy, it is there that you should have at least 1 or 2 courses, program courses at institute level in the first year itself. I don't know whether it is there. फर्स्ट ईयर्स में तो होगा. अच्छा, फर्स्ट ईयर्स में नहीं है. No, I'm talking about first year student. First semester. even though this, that is why I'm telling now, first year academics, when it is institute, the older one, there were 3 criteria. One was first year academics. All these teaching load calculations and SFR only for the first year academics to identify the number of faculty which program is going for. Now I think these confusions will not be there, should not be there actually. Hmm. That depends on how many courses you float from the department or the program. Let's say it is program core, but first year students are taking that particular course, right? So that will be first year courses considered in the first year course academics. Let me just clarify first. My calculations, whatever we have as per old SAR, first year academics, first year was not, SFR was calculated for first year separately, and then second, third and final year students were calculated, SFR was calculated for these 3 years in the department program level. All the first year students. Yes. Why? Yes. Some courses are taken. So that is okay now. Then understood. Okay. Let me. Yeah, please. Now it is not. That is what I'm telling you. Now I think as per news SAR, which is published in 25 January 25, I have to see, most probably first year academics should not be there. I have to see the calculations. Most probably I have to see that. And teaching, in that particular case, teaching load needs to be calculated. Yes. 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 Yes.
Suppose a faculty from maths department is taking 3 courses of my department. So can I consider faculty member?
Yeah. Fact. No, you cannot consider that. So no, never. You cannot consider that. Actually, that is where a first term. I have to see the new one. Let us discuss in terms of old one. Let us not come into this. So and yes, in old one, SFR needs to be calculated for first year and for the program, which is for second, third, and final year. Now let's say in the first year students, some of the courses are running by physics department, some of the courses by math departments. Solely by math and physics, those departments are not going for accreditation purposes. Okay, and then some of the courses, let's say your faculties are taking. Okay, so in that particular, so let's say 10 faculties are taking or 3 faculty, let's say 3 faculties mathematics, that will be 100% of their teaching will be considered in the first year academics. So in the first year SFR calculations, those faculties will be counted. Okay, and let's say 30% of my total departments, let's say 20 faculties are there, and 20% of the faculties identified based on teaching load calculations, 10% of the faculties are taking first year courses. So out of 20, 10% of the faculty will be considered in the calculation of SFR in the first year. Those faculties will not considered in the SFR of this second, third, and final year. Okay.
Courses, like suppose 3 courses, 1.
Yes, and ultimately percentage load will be calculated based on the contact hours of how many courses that particular faculty is taking. That is again discouraged. The expert says that you should not give a faculty more than 2 theory courses for teaching. Semester I'm talking about, in a semester. Yes, yes. In government institution, they encourage that in a year 3 courses. 2 in one semester, 1 in another semester. It is encouraged 1 year 3 courses, but private organization it is okay with 2 plus 2 4 courses, but not more than 4 courses. If it is there, that needs to be. That is advantageous point, the focus point. Yes. Yes, context. That is why I am repeatedly talking about contact hours. Yes, that is why I am repeatedly talking about contact hours. So load. So in government institution, it is mentioned that theory courses teach contact hours should not be more than 16. There is no hard and fast rule, but for individual faculty that should not exceed a certain limit. One no limit is weekly theory contact hours should not be more than 16 for one faculty. Okay. Maximum rule, and then again, so that is including your theory plus practical. No. Actually, other way around, the department do other way around. They try to less the number of faculty who is involved in the first year to improve the SFR of the department, of the program. Yes, yes. No, that again, in the first year, what I am saying is, let's say 2 faculty is being, or 3 faculty is being considered for first year totally. That is not like that all these 3 faculties are giving first year courses, not like that. Equivalent, yeah. That is up to the department itself, how many faculty they want to involve. But again, then you are violating this particular things, no, the maximum limit of individual faculty. 16. Yes. Weekly it is 16 hours. Yes, then again, discourage all the 16 hours should not be theory courses. Yes, yeah, please. This is calculated based on year, not semester. CAY, academic year considered. Academic year considered. No. Yes. It is calculated based on academic year, not semester. That is the point. So SFR is calculated based on that. Okay? And then again, another thing, consideration of faculty for calculation of SFR. Okay, there is a time that, let's say, some newly joined faculties are, I think all of you newly joined faculties are joined in some point of time. So that is you are aware about. Okay, yeah. Okay, so okay, so the challenges institutions face during the NBA accreditations, in my point of view, so poor understanding of implementation of AB, OBE, that their point, why they will try to, the whole team will try to, interact with separately with faculty, the respective program which is going for accreditations, those faculties along with the first year faculties who is teaching first year courses. Different. No, that yeah, there is no problem. Only thing is need to you should have explanations of whatever you are doing. In fact, threshold can be for different for different course. Yes, even. Mm-hmm. Can do that because your set of audience are different. Let's say I am teaching a chemical engineering students. They are in the second year, so their knowledge of fundamental base of chemical engineering will be slightly more than other department. And yes, definitely. Yes. Only thing you need to everything again. I'll repeat. Only thing if asked, you should be explain the things whatever you are doing. Okay, the main problem is when they ask about course file and ask about these things, most of the time faculty cannot able to give satisfactory answer and explanation. This can be based on set of audience. Let's say exactly in that particular sense. Yeah. Sorry, pardon me. Hmm. Single team consisting, let's say two departments are going, single team consisting of 5 experts, one will be chairman and 4 will be expert, 2 experts for each department. And those experts, most of the cases it is from the institution, but I mean different institutions, but mostly it is related to that particular department only. Let's say mechanical, experts from mechanical department from other institutions. No, chairman maybe from other departments. Instead, he will not go to the department. He will be mainly focusing on institute infrastructure. He is definitely going to visit your central facilities, central library, your medical, primary dispensaries, medical facilities, whatever you have, definitely going to see that. Okay, and then sports facilities, whatever we have, right? And then hostels, another significant. Hostels may they are going to definitely interact with the hostels warden and the caretaker of that. They are going to questions, instant questions to the caretaker, any questions, how the foods are going, whether you get any kind of complaints, and how do you actually take care about complaints getting from the students. These kind of questions they are going to. So there will be a dedicated, most probably 40 minutes as per old, 40 minutes or 45 minutes of institute visit, where you have to show the chairman, specific only chairman, not the other expert. They will go to the department. Chairman will visit central library, your hostels, your dispensary, your any institute level facilities, research facilities are there, right? Other institute level facilities.
Say files and all, in which they look at.
They'll start with 1 to 3. The first thing, the first questions expert will ask, show me the older. Anyway, you are going for first time, right? So then it is okay. So in our case, their first comment was, show me the last report of the NB experts. Okay, and they will in detail they'll go through all the comments, and then based on that experts will see what are the actions plan you have done and improvement is being done, and a significant time they are going to spend on these particular things. For your case this will be different, but this is there, and they will start with P1. Then there, if you look at the schedule that is already in the NBA website, just take a look at annexures. Now it is with annexures only. 3 days of visit, okay. 2 days will be total. One it started from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will be exit report or exit meeting. So the first day, Friday, will be 40 minutes, 20 minutes of director presentations, and then another 20 minutes with the institute level bodies interactions, total 40 minutes. Then they will be segregated. These experts will go to each department. Chairman will look after all these institutional files. So program levels, earlier it was little early, it was 28, then it was 39. Most probably, I'm not sure, it is either 31 or 35 now. P files I'm talking about, it is in the program levels. And at institute levels, earlier it was 15 and then it was 16. Now I'm not sure how much it is, but there will be 14 to 15 files needs to be maintained in the institute levels. Okay, and these files needs to be maintained properly with document proof. Okay, and answer to your questions, normally they will start with serial numbers, give more focus to some of the points, start with P1, P2, and then they will go to, eventually they will go to course course file maintenance, and significant at least 1 or 1.5 hours will be dedicated for evaluations of the projects, how you are evaluating your projects or BTech projects of the program. At least 1.5 hours. That how you are allocating these projects to the students, how you are forming the group of the students, what is your yes please. I'm talking about major project. Major project should be within the program or departments. Sometimes if multidisciplinary approach is applicable, that has to be in engineering domain only. If it is only communications, as per your communications, that will be, I'm not sure, that will be depend on individual experts, but there will be always a question that why you have given such, because what you are going for accreditation of a program. What is the purpose of that particular program, right? Giving some program specific outcomes that are aligned with your ECE or CSC. And then if you are not giving a BTech project, major project, which will be 6 months of time, and evaluating, that is actually comes under creating the highest level of Bloom's level. Okay, because it is very difficult for a particular course to go to that particular level. Your projects actually, mini projects and projects is actually attain that particular things. And in that particular case, if you are not giving 4 departmental related or engineering related one, that will be always questionable, but that depends on the expert. But मेरा suggestions तो ये रहेगा, it should be to the departments or engineering specifics, the department specific. Mathematics is okay. Mathematics again comes into your engineering knowledge, and falls in the category of modeling and simulations. Huh? No, mathematics creating means problem, real world problem can be taken in modeling and simulations. It will be creating. Why not? I can consider that. But again, answer to your English communications. If some going for communication, some students, you should have some logical answer to that. They are definitely going to ask that why these students and why have you allowed to those students to go a major project in that particular things. Lifelong learning. I know. Communications. Yes. Hmm. In that particular case, again, I'm saying explanations, logical explanations. In this particular way, logically, I can say that one student got a good CGPA, and then he or she is interested in learning management, something kind of things, and he's having good knowledge in whatever domain he or she is working on with more than 7.5 CGPA and 8 CGPA. In that particular sense, I can say that this student is having whatever knowledge is required, he's having in that particular domain. And then he or she is more interested in management, and in that particular case, if going to, that is acceptable. That is acceptable. Hmm. Hmm. True. Projects are rubrics are different. Okay, rubrics are different. So you need to set up a rubrics, and based on that, you can actually define. You can define with program outcomes. You are going to define. Map with program outcomes, but rubrics in specifically as I was mentioning that 1.5 hours will be to this particular BTech project. They are definitely going to check how your rubrics are being setted and how you are evaluating your project. Mm. Okay, so yes. Exactly, exactly. So instead of showing that purely he is doing that, try to do combination, multidisciplinary. That let's say 30% of your main component. Yes. Ah, yes. Fine means in the sense logical explanation. You have logical explanations. A supervisor, at least one of the supervisor. It may be co-supervisor, it may be main supervisor. At least one supervisor should be from the. Then it is suggested. When total the the concern what you are raising is totally different. If that is the case, then there is no explanation to this. Only explanation is student was interested, and he is allowed, and institute or department, as a department, I cannot force the students if he has interest in that particular domain. That is definitely going to this. बिल्कुल 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 because 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 you are encouraged, you are supposed to encourage your students in your domain, ना कि दूसरा domain पे आप encourage करोगे उसको, right? So that is the thing. Yes, please. Yes. Mhm. Let me just show one course file. let me show one course file if you just allow me to. And always another thing, I don't know whether you do have practice of giving course handouts at the starting of give no so that has to be well documented. It is always there, but it is encouraged. Make sure that before visit they are going to they are definitely going to ask these particular questions. It is encouraged, it is suggested that faculties are aware about these particular things, and if asked questions by the expert, he or she should say that yes, this is being shown. Well documented. That is a good move and advantageous point. A faculty can say that I am using an LMS tool, right? Management tools and ICT tools that to do these particular things. That these are actually advantageous points. First of all, telling about this particular course file, I should acknowledge and thank Dr. Chitrakant Sahu, who is again another expert going to give on first yes Monday most probably. This particular course file most probably is definitely is prepared by Chitrakant Sahu with the help of Sahula sir. Okay, so suggestions, as someone asked questions that calculations of COPO for different programs are different. That can be there, but it is suggested at institute level, if institutional accreditation coordinator, whoever it is, try to maintain a same equivalent documentations throughout all the department. That shows your consistency and that shows your coordinations with other department. That's it. But it is not that okay, you cannot do that. You can do it with explanations. So with course files, let me just show these particular things. Okay, with name of the programs and course code, all these informations. Okay, with all these course contents. Okay, and then showing the vision mission of the institute, vision mission of the department. Okay, these are course file, not for the student. Course handout is different. Okay, and then mentioning program educational objectives, outcomes, specific outcomes, syllabus. With this will be as per your curriculum, with textbook mentioned in terms of T1, T2, T3, something like this. Then timetable, okay, mentioning the times, and then lecture plan. This is one content which experts quite give an importance and ask about this lecture plan for. Sorry. That is fine. No issue. That is fine. That is fine. Because this is more organized, right? If you compare with this is more organized, right? So this is the thing. And over here, if you have planning of taking quizzes, assignments, and mention. So this shows that midterm examinations, internal assessment, with mentioning all these with timeline. This shows that you are well prepared with whatever you are going to teach. And giving an overview to the students, and this is how I am going to cover this particular course throughout your semesters, so that students have overall visualizations of these particular things. And then list of course outcomes, mapping of course outcomes. This is again, I would suggest, if since you are going for first time, you explain this specifically, this course articulation matrix to the students. Okay, not only faculty, you explain this course articulation matrix with the students, because these experts are going to interact with the students and they are going to ask what is CO, what is PO, whether your teacher explain these particular things, course articulations, okay, matrix of this. So make sure that at least before the visit, please. Yes, it is all of your COs will not map with all the POs and PSOs. Don't do that. Huh? It is only one course, yes. And sometimes during chemical engineering at our institute, I saw that some COs are mapped with all the POs and PSOs. Don't do that. And that to all three. That to all three. Okay, so don't do that, because you need to explain. Another things with this number, faculty, not students. Experts will ask about these correlations, justifications. Yes. Then if that is the case, that means that shows that you are confident enough, and that expert is going to drill you. He is going to go through all of your contents of teaching. He is going to look at all of your questions, what you have stated, whether you have done any mini projects, whether you have done any projects based something. Exactly, definitely going to drill you, and going to see all of these documents. If you are saying that I have the explanations, and you have to explain all these particular things. Okay. I have already explained these particular things. Question 2, here I have explained to this numbering the things like when we went for in 2019, we are preparing EC department. At that point of time, Dr. Chitrakant Sahu was faculty at MNIT only. He is now a faculty at NIT Raipur, right? And he was taking care at EC department. I was taking care at chemical engineering department. And our slide, that calculations of COPO attainment slide different. What I learned from Manipal, I applied that particular things and the department, and he was doing as per your understanding. That was definitely went with fine with all the experts. Experts asked questions. I explained all the things, and that is the experts were satisfied. So you can definitely do that with good explanations. I think I should not explain, should not go for explaining how to calculate CO attainment. Okay, I think you are well aware about it. But in your self-assessment report, when you are showing, you should have clarity with this particular table, sample calculations of CO attainment with their label, and PO attainment with their label. How many questions, say for example, CO1, how many questions throughout this particular semester, how many questions you have stated, these questions are mapped with CO1, how many questions have mapped with CO2 throughout the semester, not for one examinations, right? And then this actually shows that also number of questions mapped to COs. This also shows that which COs is being given preference or importance, right? So this they may look at this particular things. Okay, then assessment of POs, already you all know about it. This is calculations of program attainment. अच्छा ये zoom नहीं होगा ना? Anyway, is it visible? Fine, thank you. So this particular rubrics, okay, this rubrics for laboratory, it is different. Rubrics are BTech project specifically. BTech project rubrics are different. Yes. Okay, so that it is suggested in a program. Let it not this one. You should not change these rubrics. Instead of this, you can set target level in terms of course. So that flexibility with the instructor, you can set the target level, because one faculty may set questions which is slightly difficult level, and he may understand that, or he or she may understand that I set this particular questions which is slightly difficulties, and I want to set the target level slightly lower. That is allowed. Yes. Yes. No, in this, I'll show that. But in that case, I think set target level in your case may be higher. What is the set target level? Have you taken? Mm-hmm. 50%. That is you have. So over here we have considered 35% or 40%. But I'll show that. Let me show that program. So over here I'm just showing in my course. program over here. If you look at this particular one, threshold value, this I call this is threshold value, threshold 40%. So what I'm saying that if 60% of my students is achieve 40% of the threshold level, I'm saying that yes, level one is being achieved. So in your case, this is 50%. In that particular case, your rubrics may be down. Okay, so my rubrics is up, but in that particular case, the threshold is being taken down. And why I have done these particular things? I am giving myself a room to also increase this set threshold level if I am taking the same course next time. Okay, so this is, so all these logic is being okay, so in this particular way. Yes, this is with the faculty instructor. Yes, this is depend upon the instructor. And the logic is the question level. So some faculties may set difficult level questions, some may medium or slightly easy, right? Then course file should also consist of all the sample questions of quizzes, assignments, tutorials along with the solution. Okay, along with the solution, they are good. Answer sheet तो रहेगा ही, आपकी solution. Faculty, let's say I am setting a questions, I do have well documented course file. Why this practice? Let's say I am taking a particular course and I am leaving the institute in between, and this is definitely going to give to other faculty. And let's say in between things, some things after mid-semester examinations. If this particular way it is well organized, a faculty will be easier, more enough to take over from that particular point of time. So the practice, that is why the practice, this depends on the expert, how much giving importance. Sometimes experts giving importance that what is your solution, and if you have best solution, best answer sheet of the students who got quite good number, you can say that this is quite answer. But it is to practice that if you are setting a questions, you to solve the questions by yourself and then document it in this particular way. So this is kind of sample questions, and again coming to some of your questions when you said about told about remembering and understanding and the analysis point of time. So most of the time we give questions directly, right? And sometimes some faculties try that you try to give a problem based questions which is related to EC, let's say CSC or computer science. The same problem. So this is numerical methods in chemical engineering. Let's say the first questions. Okay, so this is a distillation column. This distillation column will give me a set of linear equations. I can give directly those linear equations and I ask the students that you solve it with so and so method, Gauss elimination, Gauss Jordan, whatever methods we have available. But I just tried to define the questions in such a way so that they also feel that the students, how they find out that a set of linear equations, nonlinear equations, ordinary differential equations, where it is applicable in chemical engineering, where it is applicable in ECE or CSE. So my intention is, let's give some kind of unit operations oriented or practical based problem, and let the students derive that they are going to get a set of linear equations or set of nonlinear equations, and then they solve it. Okay, so this is a point of time. This is kind of analyzing the things and do this particular thing. Otherwise, in most of the cases, my observation is direct questions without. So in this particular things, you need to slightly, the students need to think of it and then come up with some of the things. So and not only students, faculty will definitely needs to give some time, needs to spend some time to set these questions, this type of questions. So he or she has to work on these particular things. So the OBE intention is that you do think on these analysis, evaluations, or creating in this particular. So the terms all are there, all were there earlier. Now it is also there, but it is pushing or encouraging that you do think on these particular terms, and then you do set your questions, and then map with COs and POs and do attainment. So this is how. And then you should have the marks along with your internals, midterm examination, interim examinations with all the students, and the grade with your this distribution curve, right? Along with how many got what percentage, how many got failed, and based on this all these, and coming to your answer, you should have at least three sample answer sheet. One is the highest marks, another is the average one, and another is the lowest. Okay, so these poor, average, and good sample copies to be taken. So that is the original answer sheet of the students, has to be there with in the course file. Okay, and again, based on this, I do face difficulties whenever I am marking, whether it is MT, whether it is ET, question wise marking of this. This is a tedious job for the teacher. So when we went for the accreditation, we do not had, and then I had to suggest the faculty that you bring your old copies, and then you do this particular things, and this was definitely a nightmare for me. Okay, so then I involved the PhD students to do these particular things, but they're done some or other way. Okay, so these things needs to be there. And then another things which we do forget to include, along with the feedback of the students, which should be there with the course file, a course summary. This is just, they are not going to evaluate. This is just for improving myself. Course summary, that how many lectures I have taken, a simple information, and how many I have planned. Let's say I have planned 40, and I took 35, 36, and how many of the quizzes, online quizzes is being conducted, tutorials, all these is being conducted. So this is just for my informations, and then based on the feedback, you can actually list some of the things. If you are taking this particular same course next time, that I should do based on the feedback of the students. I should do the first time when I teach this particular course, there are a lot of feedback that sir, you do include application oriented problem. The problem which I showed in the questions, it was not there when I taught it first time. Okay, then the student says that, sir, if you give some problems which is related to computation oriented, let's say MATLAB or in C++ or something like that. Even though we do had the laboratories, but this is just for general information. That so this shows the efforts and intention of the faculty, that he or she is trying to identify the points which needs to be improved next time if I am teaching this particular course. Not now OB is also saying that you do take feedback after the mid-semester examination, and based on that you implement some of the points for the interim examinations. Okay, so only the current student, whatever you are teaching, maybe it is through Google form or whatever way of doing it. So this is how the course file, this is the end of this particular things. So I'll just like to end these sessions, and please, yeah, any questions? Yeah, please. I would, in this particular case, I would request your institutional bodies to prepare label this. Yes, not the whole file, because this is actually, as I mentioned, this was made by Dr. Chitrakant Sahu and with yes. That this sections and subsections I'll share with. In fact, instead of me, you can actually request Dr. Chitrakant Sahu. That would be more authentic. because whatever I am showing, this document is being prepared by Dr. Chitrakant Sahu. Okay, and yes, the course handouts. Let me show that one also. Course handouts. So This was in our departmental level, which was not there with the EC level. EC department, they usually used to share the course file itself, some of the content with the students. But here, if you look at this, okay, so it gives you some type of interaction. This format is being taken from Manipal again. So I should acknowledge that. So introduction about the course and then course outcomes and this only. So all these contents are there with the course file. So this is just a compact information which should just inform to the students. That's it. Okay. So that is how it is being done. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. That's great then. Okay. So we'll be having then list. Mm. Mm. And another point, feedback. I don't know feedback collecting in which procedures or way you are collecting. Make sure that at least for these 3 years, in each year, collecting the feedback from all the stakeholders, and then this and coming to this indirect assessment. Actually, this feedbacks is actually you will have structured form. So they are definitely going to see. In our case, they were looking at the structured form that what is your questionnaires whenever you are sharing with employers. So your employers and your alumni and the students' structured questions will be slightly different, right? And those questions will be mapped with these COs and POs. Sometimes what happens is, my observation, some institutional program do questionnaires as per the program outcomes only. Whatever program outcome mentioned is program, the questionnaires. But then again, since employers have least time, our intention or try is that he should spend less time to fill that particular form. If you are giving lengthy form, there will be a resistance to get a response from the employer and alumni. So that is the thing. So I made structured feedback forms different. Those are not as it is mentioned as program outcomes. I then mapped these questionnaires with POs, and then attainment was being calculated for indirect attainment. Okay. It is in the level of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, poor, fair, good, and a moderate something, fair, and then excellent something. So there is a format. So it is level with 1, 2, 3, and 1 to 5. That can be done. This flexibility is there, but yes, that is. Then they may ask that why you haven't give an options to, if some student gives that this particular thing is poor and you do not have option. They are going to question that you haven't given options, then how will you get this particular feedback, right? So that options, but it is again flexible. 1, 2, 3. It is.
Okay, so let us conclude the session by thanking Dr. O.S. Midda. He took out almost half of his day and to interact with us. And I am sure that a lot of us got most of our queries answered. But since he is not very far, we will be happy to have him again whenever we will require his assistance.
Sure.
Thank you, sir, for coming to the LNMIT.
Thank you.
I request Professor Jayaprakash Kar to hand over a small token of appreciation
thank you
for your visit to the institute.
Please take a picture from my mobile, or
Okay.
you can share.
We'll share.
Share. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So since we are delayed by 25 minutes, so we'll start the post-lunch session at 2:15 in CML BDA lab. It will be a hands-on session. I have shared the login details of InPods portal. We have given some random courses to all the faculty members. It will be a practice session so that we can see how to go ahead with the calculations. CML BDA is RIP second floor. सारा कुछ मेल कर दिया है मैंने. हमें कुछ नहीं, अपना कोर्स का ला सकते हैं, लाना है तो, बट अभी के लिए हमने एक टेस्ट डाटा बना लिया है. राइट. Laptops are there. Laptop is optional. Desktops are there.